Greetings everyone, it is me, Gigalem, and welcome back to Lemmings. In the last part, we started our adventure through the first 10 levels of fun. Now let's have some more fun with Keep Your Hair On, Mr. Lemming. This should essentially teach you about one-way arrows. This means that you cannot bash anywhere to the right, you have to bash through this thing to the left. Now, it is very easy to save 100% in this level, and I'll show you why. You don't need 2 climbers. You need 1. And here we have the most accurate version of Rondo Electrica. The more classically accurate. There are many different versions of it, with the Genesis. With the Genesis version being my favorite because of how frantic it sounds, but this one's more classical, which isn't wrong, which isn't too harmful. It's nice to have this version of it, but yeah. Basically, what you want to do is build over the exit because in this game you can indeed do that. And you want to make sure your lemming hits the wall, like so. With that, you select your basher, and then you just bash, like this. Another way you can do this is just build, you can just dig right here. You can build to make a thin enough wall that you can just dig through it, and then you just free your lemmings and such. But let's just release the entire crowd. Our little athlete here, which is what they're called when you assign them both a floater and a climber, will be safe. With a simple bash, they'll be saved. Hurry up, man! Come on, there we go. I think this game eventually led to me making a level pack in Lemmings. Eventually led to many different fans wanting to create their own experiences with this game. More on that later. But yeah, level solved, and we shall be moving on to level 12. Patience. Oh boy. Patience. Yep, it's another 99 level, and there's a repeat of it where you actually can't save everyone. You have to let people die. Oh boy. Yep, it's falling down alright. Oh man. Yeah, they expect to hear a lot of public use songs in this kind of game. The entire beta sound. Select the builder. The basher. There we go. I selected the basher. Sorry if my solving seems a bit sloppy. I am trying to save everyone, or at least most that I can in this first rank. But you need to bash through this wall. But I expect a lot of public domain songs to be used here. Holy moly. And man, this game is slowing down because of the amount of lemmings on here. I mean, if I move to the right, the game's back to full speed, but as soon as 80 lemmings load on the screen... Yeah, that... Okay, I'm surprised I actually selected that lemming right there, but... I'm not going to be missing this after I move back to the Lemmings and such. On top of this, I'm essentially playing through this game twice, because I have to put in certain access codes so that way I can access the Genesis exclusive levels, and I'll talk about those at the end of the fun rank for this version. But yeah, that is level solved. I apologize for the sloppy solution, but yeah. Level 12 clear, and let's move on to level 13, which I believe is... Oh no! If it makes you guys feel better, I am going to solve it legitimately just this once. This level is infamous for not only being repeated 4 times. I'm going to increase the release rate to speed things up. And release rates are a bit different compared to Lemmings, because in Lemmings, the release rate 50 is the equivalent of the release rate of 1 in the originals. This is one of the more welcome changes and stuff like that. But you have to do this with 20 Lemmings at first, then with 40, then with 60, and then the last one with 80. Then on top of that, you also have a time limit. Yeah, there is a time limit I forgot to mention about in the first part, and for a good reason. The time limit seems irrelevant in Lemmings nowadays. Their only justified use is to prevent back routes and such. But this level is essentially the kind where you actually have to like send out a lot of lemmings, because the time limit will matter in this case. It is possible to save everyone with only using half if you can time things right, but basically this will allow you to teach yourself to dig to safety to lower fatal falls, because this is a fatal fall. However, I will talk about something that is a bit of an oversight with older versions. The oversight, darn it. However, I think that other guy would be safe, which means I'm saving 1 extra digger. Basically, there is an oversight in the Windows 95 version of the game. Windows 95, not the PlayStation version, despite them being practically the same game, or same versions of the game. It's really hard to do this without frame advancing, no joke. It's easily seen as one of the worst levels in the game. But basically, in the Windows 95 version of the game, the fall height is a little bit, the fatal fall height is a little bit larger. It's larger than 64 pixels, I think, due to the higher quality Lemmings and such. Because of that, this level is a joke. Like, any version of this level is a joke. Like, because of that, well, you can solve the level without needing to assign a single digger. But not in the PlayStation version or any other version of the game that has this particular level. And I'll talk about an exploit solution in the tricky rank, because I don't like this level. Origins and Lemmings. This one is a pretty simple one, and pretty harmless one at that. You just have a bunch of pillars and such. You can just either build higher and reach the higher parts, or you just build lower and just use less bashers, but it'll take more time. This level's, like a lot of the levels in the fun rank, are pretty easy. So, basically let's start with mining. The miners are pretty slow, though. It's the slowest destructive skill in the game, for a good reason. But they have their uses. It's one of the more popular skills with Lemmings creators, because they've made... They can make really creative levels with just that simple skill. I've seen some really clever levels and such, and if you want some pretty clever and tricky levels, I do recommend you play stuff in Lemmings like Ecotolot's Lemmings Reunion and Lemmings United. I will warn you that Ecotolot's levels are really darn hard. Like, really hard. Like, you have to, like, get real creative with some of the Lemmings skills and such. But, yeah. Let's just raise that release rate since everyone's safe. This level's pretty darn easy. We're just going to do the same thing twice, and that'll be us getting to the, exit relatively quickly. Now, I believe this particular style skill bar is used again in the Turbo Graphics version of the game. I don't know if it's used in the Philips CDI version. Yes, there is a Philips CDI version of the game, and it's probably one of the best games on that particular system. Yes, a good game on the Philips CDI. Considering that some of the more infamous games on that system, and having it being the birth of everything YouTube poops and stuff like that, do not be surprised. You'll be surprised when you hear that there is a good. And I bashed too early. Fortunately, we have enough tools to use again. Okay, good. Man, the game is starting to slow down because 80 lemmings are loaded on screen. If this version was overclocked, I'd be able to, you know, get past it. I'm surprised I'm already starting this Let's Play without needing to do another State of the Channel beforehand. Though I think my outtake reel for 2020 just explained that I kind of needed a bit of a mental break before doing anything else because it's just like, just 2020 was 2020 and 2020 is the worst. But regardless, we can start off on a clean slate, and what better way to start off on a clean slate than with Lemmings. Yep, gotta save these guys up. I think what really got Lemmings Let's Plays to be popular is Around the Wheel, and Around the Wheel, if you are watching this, I do appreciate you guys. I appreciate you watching my videos, man. I mean, you're also one of my inspirations to get back into, that got me back into level making because of your Moby Lems playthrough. And hopefully someday when Mila's is released, I do see you Let's Play through that because I spent like almost 5 years on the thing at this point, and I do hope to get it finished sometime in 2021 because holy crap, it's been a while. But yeah, that's level solved. Pretty lengthy one. And of course, don't let your eyes deceive you. Oh boy, this one. I think I know which one this one is. This one is the one that also has a repeat in the taxing rink. Yeah. This level. This level is very long. I think it got shortened in Lemmings Redux if it exists in that. But I'm just going to immediately crank the release rate to 99. So we're just going to let our little lone straggler bash these pillars and such. This is a pretty long level, and I wouldn't be surprised if this part ends up being way longer than 20 minutes because of levels like these. And yeah. But yeah, there's 100 lemmings in this level. The 100 lemmings was something that was almost in the Amiga version of Lemmings and such. In fact, I believe that certain prototypes of the game do have the 100 lemmings being loaded into a level and such. But it's just that it slowed down the system and stuff like that, so it was lowered to 80. But now we get to the gap. The gap. Our dreaded friend, the gap. We have to... Okay. Position... It's so hard to position with, well, let's just do that, because I want to try building on the edge, and I'm gonna dread building on the edge in certain levels and such, because you have to be absolutely precise. Like, I guess I could use the frame advancing tools on SNES 9X, but I want to be legit. Like, I could use Neolemmix, but I feel like I'd be cheating. But, oop, almost missed my chance. But there's always Lemmings Redux that essentially combos all the levels from all versions of Lemmings 1 and such, including Oh No More Lemmings and bonus packs and such, to be a single pack that's basically the best way of introducing Lemmings to anyone who wants to play through Neolemmix and such. I think that should be enough to clear the gap. By the way, that's a trap right there. Yeah, that thing. Well, it's a rope trap that will send your lemmings straight plummeting into the ground and causing a fatal death. Pretty beautifully animated trap too. Let's just press A and because of how slow this version is. Okay, actually that's not the right direction, but fortunately the lemmings got through. Okay, good. Nice. Now let's press A right here, and we're back with our friend. He should have enough time to make it across this gap before they arrive, so let's just assign them a builder. And actually, yeah, he should have enough time. So, of course, we can go back, and the game will slow down because there's 97 lemmings clumped together. And, yeah, he makes it. Nice little woodwork here. But, yeah, that's level solved, so, I do hope you're enjoying your day and trying to get by. And I do understand if you're taking a bit of a mental break trying to get by this, trying time and such. Because I do hope that, I do hope you're finding some way to enjoy yourself, at least in this, like in some of the dire climates and such. And hopefully, like, I honest to God hope that, unfortunate events don't, like, just repeat for another year and such, because 1 year was enough. 1 freaking year was enough. But, I digress. Just, sometimes when life's too short and things seem to suck, you just play video games. So, that's what I do. I play video games to entertain you. Sometimes I play certain games so you don't have to. But, slow down! Sure, my cursor may be fast and such. I mean, it moves even faster when I, hold B and such. But, yeah. I've seen tool-assisted speedruns, mess with some of the tools in this game and such. Anyways, this game is about to, speed the heck back up by, letting this clump of lemmings exit. And now it's back to normal speed. There we go! Level solved. Anyways, that's enough for level 15. And now, don't do anything too hasty. Another builder level. This level also has a repeat in the taxing rank. Now, it says Paradise here. If I was playing the Amiga version and any other version like it, it'd say Heaven. This is practically because any Nintendo games have to remove any religious references and such, like overly religious stuff, so you can't really say something like heaven or something like that. Like, this was a thing that happened in way older versions of the game and in like other older titles for the Super Nintendo. Okay, let's hope he builds to a why are the steps turning red? Oh well. Let's actually assign this guy a climber, so that way we can have someone to go ahead. Man, I am not looking forward to the version on taxing because it is a time crunch level, and believe me. Anyways, this song is called 10 Lem. This is basically a combination of 10 green bottles, Here Comes the Bride, and the Funeral March. And, pretty weird combination, but it has led to some pretty interesting versions of the song in other versions. I will say my least favorite version of the soundtrack is the one that that's basically using the MIDI, the Roland sound canvas MIDI as the basis, including the 3DO version, like 3DO CDI version, since they have the same soundtrack. Because it just sounds so soulless and stuff like that. I've gotten sick of it over time because of certain custom engines and stuff like that. It's just very lacking and such, and it's just I get sick of it after a while. But hey, soundtracks are subjective. Now, the DOS version can be nostalgic for some, but you can tell with the DOS versions of certain songs. Okay, good. Okay, he's gonna land on the platform, and there you go. Okay, I was playing a dangerous game by holding B instead of A, but I love it when I see a clump of lemmings like this, because hearing them jump into the exit just feels so satisfying. I mean, this is what catharsis looks like. That feels so good. This just feels so good to hear because it's just so pleasing. Now everyone march into the exit. Come on. Move on forward, people. We ain't got all day. Ooh. Anyways, that is another level solved. With that out of the way, let's move on to level 17. Easy when you know how. Fortunately, I do know how this one works. There is a repeat of this one where we actually have to take this pathway, but because of how steel works, it is easy to break this game because of it. Now, you have a release rate of 99, and under this pathway is a set of crushers. These crushers are hidden, but they can be a really nasty surprise because they can actually freaking take you by surprise and such. Okay, this is the, yes, this version of She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. This one sounds a lot more pleasant than I remember. Because I could have sworn I've gotten a little bit sick of this, version. Okay. Okay, good. I want to make sure that I can, like, pen them in, because it's very easy to save 100% on this, level. Okay, good. Okay, per se. Everyone should be just cooped up in here. Now, you can possibly just build over the traps, but you don't have enough building room for it. Meaning that your Lemming will just constantly bonk their head. And another thing is that you have to guess the traps too. I mean, goodness. Oh yeah, you can actually build through, you can actually bash through steel if there's enough terrain enough. That's a common glitch with these versions of the game. Thank goodness for auto steel, because I do not miss those days of vanilla Lemmings. There we go. Anyway, just have to wait for this guy to build up across. Like, my memories of this game are basically, like, I've played this game so much that I think I don't really need to practice, because I have beaten this version of the game before. I've beaten the PlayStation version of traditional Lemmings, not Oh No More Lemmings. Let me just tell you, I don't want to play the PlayStation version again because of its problematic controls. I'll talk about those more in the next part and such. But yeah, level solved. We are now moving on to level 18. Level 18 is Let's Block and Blow. Now this is another repeat in the taxing rank level. And as such, you have to do this without using blockers. I do like how they implement the fire pits as the traps, because it does look interesting. Basically, you just have to assign a blocker, then assign a bomber. Do that again. Do that again at least 4 times. And yeah. But this level can be pretty difficult when you get to the taxing rink, because, of course, walking bombers. That is something Lemmings players will never miss, myself included. Okay, good. I didn't send Lemmings to the fire pit, because that is completely possible to happen. Like that could happen by complete accident, because Lemmings get like sent past the wall, ignoring terrain because they're being pushed. Because they're being pushed by the blockers' trigger areas and such. And yeah. Since we're at the tail end of part 2, we should at least talk about the soundtrack, at least the beta soundtrack. There is an entire beta soundtrack found on one of the demos of Lemmings for the Commodore Amiga, And that version of Lemmings has a completely different title screen. It's just like this big old graphic that says Lemmings and stuff like that. It doesn't have that famous intro that most versions tend to have. And that soundtrack had a lot of copyrighted songs that they would have needed. Like licenses for, so that way they could, they would have been able to implement them in the game. The songs include songs by the Beatles. You have songs from Scooby-Doo. Yeah, the freaking A-Team theme, Peter Gunn, Mission Impossible, which is a song that for some reason gets parodied a lot, and also in the most annoying ways possible. I mean, believe me, like, it's always that one part of the song that they just make sure they make it as annoying as possible. But yeah, only like 3 songs like that were from that soundtrack survived in the final. But hey, we did get some pretty good classics here. Take Good Care of My Lemmings, level 19. Let's see what we got here. Well, it's this level. Only the one cool architecture part is not in this version. I have a feeling that this one, like the level length in the Super Nintendo version, is as long as the Commodore Amiga and DOS versions. But yeah, we got a lot of building ahead, so let's do this thing. So, let's see, how do I want to make the builder pit? Or the digger pit or something? Because we gotta let one lemming go, so... Actually, I think I know how. I think I want to assign this person a digger, then assign them a basher. Then I want to assign... Actually, I want to assign a... I want to assign another builder at the digger at the basher at the right time, or not. I want to... Okay, I think assigning it here would be a better idea. Because at the very least... he'll be safe. I do, like, this is one of those levels that make you really appreciate the artistic directions they go with this particular game. All you have to do is just worry about this one lone straggler who needs to build right here. Like, you have enough builders to do so. This level does have a repeat in a later rank. How many more times I'm going to say that, I don't know, but hey. And build again. I'm going to be building a few more times and such. We have more than enough builders to beat this level and such, so... But, yeah. This should be a fun level to beat and such. This will probably be a 30-minute part now looking at it. But, hopefully that should... Hopefully... But, you know why why I have to make it such a case and such. Come on. Okay, I think everyone should be safe after that. So let's go back here. Let's actually bash. Now you see the weird bashing mask with the basher. Yeah. But we just gotta wait for the basher to get to the other side since they're already tunneling underneath. But you have to use a builder. Okay, yes, we don't have to use a builder. I think that was a good call at least, so yeah. Oh, 80. 80. Oh no, there's 100 lemmings in this level. Oh. And we gotta get to the exit soon because we have like 2 minutes left to get everyone there. Holy moly. Hurry up, guys. Ooh. But yeah, we're right here Another level solved, and nice little swig of Dr. Pepper just to have a bit of a victory drink. I mean, it's a safer victory drink than the Mississippi Queen. Let's be real here. I mean, have you seen that episode of Regular Show? I know that Babish has made a better version of that drink, but now the game's gonna slow down because there's so many lemmings being loaded. This like uses the entire screen size or level size of the Super Nintendo version of the game. You know, I think there's like I think these bricks are using like 2 sets of them, with one being like underneath. But hey, level solved. That means one more level for this part, and that is we're at LemCon 1. Yeah, I remember this game like the back of my hand. We're at LemCon 1 also has a repeat in a later rank, the Mayhem rank, if I'm correct. I think this is like the first of the fun levels that gets a repeat in the Mayhem rank. So we have to make a digger pit so that, okay, good. Good. I want to make sure this digger pit is deep enough so that way the builder won't free the lemmings by complete mistake. Now, I think it's entirely possible to beat this level in a minute if you're quick enough. So I just have to be quick with my bashers and such. I just gotta make sure that I just scroll the screen enough. Now, as soon as I bash through that, I got to do this. Now that he's building, I believe it should be safe enough to build up. Gotta make sure to build high enough, and everyone should be out. Then just crank the release rate to 99, because that was a pretty short level, and good thing too, because well, the part has gone on for like 32 minutes. That's like pretty long for just 10 levels at that point. But yeah, pretty good for part 2. So now that we're on closing of part 2 and such, if you want to donate, there are a couple links in the description below, and if you wish to have your name in the credits, I'd be happy to fulfill your wishes and such. If you want to subscribe and follow the series, it's just as simple as clicking subscribe and hitting the bell so you're notified on the next part, if possible. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Anyways, the next part will be taking care of the rest of the fun rank before going to the Sega Genesis version. And until then, I shall bid you adieu.